Hello, slabbers. So a little different. We're doing handheld tonight because we have to, we're going to have to bounce around a little bit. But this is the CGC expose video that I've been meaning to talk about. And because of the nature of that, the standard, we're going to have to zoom in on some things, zoom in on some numbers, and that's just not going to work with our traditional format. So apologies ahead of time, but let's jump right into this. And what we're going to talk about specifically is Thor 25. So if you look right here, Thor 25, this was released in 2022 and is a couple of Campbell covers, and there were three. Any Campbell fans out there may recall that Campbell did a series of different Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Spidey, a couple different covers that were released in three different versions. There was a store variant, a virgin variant, and a retro variant. So the store variant was just your basic cover price. The virgin variants were 1 in 100 ratios, and the retro variants were 1 in 200. So quite a bit of difference in value. And we're going to start right here by looking at, well, we'll come back to this. Let's talk about the books. So I'm going to start by showing these two books. And what do we have here? We have two of these books, and we're going to turn these around real quick. Try to make this quick because it's important to see. So what do we have there? So the serial or the barcode ends with 2541. On the second book, it finishes with 2541. So these are both the Campbell Virgin 1 in 100 ratios. All right, well, let's take a quicker look here at the labels. What do we have? This says Campbell variant cover A. That would be the store retail variant. This says Campbell Virgin Edition, which is the correct title. So what we have here are two books that are the same, one of which is incorrectly listed as cover A. All right, so we have that. Now let's move on to these two books. And we'll put this one here. We have these two books here, so we'll just turning this around over here. So no hanky-panky, everybody can see what's going on. And this ends with 2591. This one ends with 2591. These are, of course, the same books. And these are the retro 1 in 200 variants, which I am now turning over. And now let's look at these labels. Campbell variant cover A. That, again, is the store variant, not the 1 in 200. And this says Campbell variant cover B, which is, in fact, the correct title for that book. So out of these four editions, two 100s, two 1 in 100 variants, two 1 in 100 ratios, two 1 in 200 ratios. We have two of these items both incorrectly labeled as Campbell variant cover A and variant cover A, which again is the store ratio. So now let's go to the census and let's see what we have here. The Virgin Edition. There's 42 of the Virgin editions graded a 9.8. Well, not really, because we now know that that's not an accurate number because they are not being correctly identified by the graders. Let's look at variant cover A. Again, this is the store variant cover price at whatever it was, $4.99, $5.99. According to this, there are 63 9.8s. This is not an accurate number because we have two cover A's here that are not cover A's, but are being classified as such and are not. So we don't know what that number is. And lastly, cover B, which is the 1 in 200. According to this, there are only 18. That is also incorrect because we know at a minimum there are 19 because we have one mistake here. So my question is, I have 4 of these books. 4 out of a total. So what do we have? 18 plus 63. So that's 81 plus 42. So 122. There's 122 total 9.8s. across the 3 versions of this book. CGC is not identifying them correctly. So we don't know what the true census counts are of any of these books. We know, we just demonstrated, that these numbers are, at least on my small sample of 4 of these books, 50% inaccurate. 50% inaccurate. So when you're looking at these censuses and you're saying, okay, there's only 18 of these Campbell cover Bs, that's not necessarily the case. At least it's not in this matter. And if they've been this wrong on multiple versions of this, my guess is that when you look at the cover A, and again, cover A here being right here, being the number of store versions, I'm guessing they're putting a lot of things in cover A and incorrectly identifying those. And as a result, there's probably much more of the 1 in 100s and 1 in 200s out there than it's being reflected. And I'm based that on, just the cost analysis of sending a book in, the case cost of getting something graded and slabbed. It makes a ton more sense to do that with a 1 in 100 ratio or a 1 in 200 ratio. And for a store ratio, there's less value in that. So it's counterintuitive to me that would be the largest number of books submitted would be under that category. So the reality is that 63 number is probably significantly lower, maybe as much as half of that, with the remainder being either the 1 in 100 virgin variants or the 1 in 200 retro variants. So CGC, you guys are the experts, and people spend good money to have the books correctly identified, correctly labeled, and they rely on those representations. And we just would ask that you do better, and I think we can all agree on that. So anyways, it's a little bit of a different video, but I wanted to get this one out of the way, let you guys see where CGC falls short. And it's a reminder, when you're looking at books, be a little extra careful, especially when there's variants that are, to the naked eye, fairly similar. It's honestly, these are pretty obvious in the sense that this doesn't have any cover stuff, and this, is the virgin. But, just try to watch yourselves and try not to get sucked into a mislabel. CGC had, I believe, a huge controversy with a bunch of facsimiles, a bunch of the ultimate fallouts, where the facsimiles were being graded as authentic. Really inexcusable stuff. Who watches The Watchmen? Apparently it's us. So that's my report on the state of CGC. This is specific to Thor 25. I'm assuming there are similar issues with the other Campbell variants that he did in this kind of sub-series. And there certainly are in other aspects of CGC. So buyer beware. That's it. Public service announcement. Everybody, take care. The only video left for me to do will be when I receive the big book that should be coming in the next week or so. And my house guests are arriving tomorrow, so I'm not sure when I'll have the opportunity to upload that. But it'll be a quick one. It'll be unboxing one book, and then it's probably going to be pretty silent for the remainder of the summer. So we'll look forward to that, and thank you once again for spending your time. Buyer beware. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. See ya.